The Boston Bruins stay alive in Game 5 against the Florida Panthers after a game that we've been waiting to see for a very long time from this Boston Bruins team. Now they need to just do it again. Simple as that, need to do it again and keep on going until we get to a Game 7 and take down the Florida Panthers. I'll be talking about this game here, as well as Charlie McAvoy, excuse me, and Jeremy Swayman. Two of the highlights here, but a lot more to discuss here in this video. But before we get into it, we know that 81% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your Boston Bruins news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join me here as we cover what this Boston Bruins team is looking like heading to a Game 7. And we're going to have a lot of news to bring you in these coming days regarding Game 6. So you're not going to want to miss it. Make sure to hit the sub button. But like I said, let's go straight into it. This is what we've been missing. We've been really missing a game like this one, where we've been coming out with full momentum, full energy, and starting right from the opening buzzer. We need to get this off the opening faceoff the way we did in this game. There was no lack of shots. The shots were coming early. The Bruins were taking control early, and that's what we've been missing in the early part of this series up until now, apart from Game 1. That's one thing that, we've been talking about a lot here, as well as many other people on Twitter discussing that the early lack of shots, the early pressure has been really killing this team, especially when Florida starts to get hot a bit quicker in our games. Similar to what we've seen all series, except for this one. This one was a very good Bruins example of what they need to continue doing in this series. I'm gonna pull up this one. You know what it is. The goalie hug, a very, very big part that we want to see after every game, and these two holding the cup is what we want to see. But this game was only another stepping stone in that. This is another game that you have to take a lot from ahead of the next one. But let's take a look at who really did excel in this game. As I said earlier, Jeremy Swayman, Charlie McAvoy, two of the highlights here. Charlie McAvoy, 1 goal, 1 assist. Jeremy Swayman making a 2009 Marc-Andre Fleury-esque Stanley Cup save to end this game, seal off the win. But I'm very pleased the way this team played in this game. I can't say that enough. I can't stress that enough, that this is exactly how the Bruins need to go about beating the Florida Panthers and playing against this team. They weren't being sucked into no, stupid stuff that the Florida Panthers were trying to get them to weasel their way into. They were taking it their own way. They were playing their own game, generating shots, shooting from anywhere at any point, limiting the turnovers throughout this game, not giving Florida as many chances as they have, as well as just, playing their own solid game on defense, helping out on offense, and just really helping out Jeremy Swayman as a whole here in this game. And, letting him have a goal against him, but then going out and putting the offense and the pressure back on the Florida Panthers throughout this whole game. That's one thing as well that we've seen pretty lacking, I guess we could say, throughout the game, is the sense of urgency, the sense of wanting and needing to go out and win this game. Except for this game, we've seen a lot of improvements here in this game based on that. Near the middle of the third period, I started to see the Bruins slow down a bit. However, as time started to tick down, the energy only got up, and that was a perfect example of finishing out this game in those last 4 minutes. With the Florida Panthers goalie pulled, their pressure in the defensive zone. Everybody was trying to get in front of the puck, clear it, and do everything to refuse or to not let the Panthers get a goal, which is what they did, pulled out the win. And another thing that they just need to keep using, keep using to their advantage is the momentum and the pressure that they have generated at times in this series. I'm going to pull up this one here as well here. The new chapter, Charlie McAvoy's redemption arc, seems to be in place in this game. He played very, very well, and it was noticeable. That's the thing that we wanted to see, is we wanted to notice Charlie McAvoy doing good things on the ice, and that couldn't be more of a factor here in this game. Trying to get in front of everything, trying to get everything out, doing everything perfectly by the book, the way he should and the way he needed to. And the stat card here exemplifies that. Excelling extremely on the offense. The defense is a bit low on this, but I really still like the way he played this entire game, all leading to the offense. And the defense from just about everybody on this team as well, you can see a big factor on this one. Brandon Carlo, another very solid game on defense. Parker Wotherspoon as well. A bit of a situation there on the defensive side of things with that too many men, but a weird circumstance. Still, they're killing the Bruins, the too many men are, but that was their own fault in this one. But nothing came out of it. We have to let it go. Keep it in mind, but that's the main thing we have to take away from this. But once again, I'll pull this up again. just you can see very, very few people on the negative side of anything. And that's mainly on the offense, which is the big thing, as there's been a lot of offense from everybody here on this game today. And once again, I need to see more of this. I really need to see more of this. Uh, the way the Bruins have played. I think that's what Jim Montgomery was thinking as well today, is what we need to see. He said after the game that this is the best game we've played all series, and this is what we need to continue. And very true. You know, everybody who's a fan of the Bruins, wants the Bruins to win, whatever, thinks that this is what the Bruins need to do to continue this series, go as long as possible, and get a win in Game 7. So if we can see this continue from, you know, the energy, the momentum, the feel of desperation, I like what the Bruins are putting their way into a Game 6 and then a Game 7, and I'm very intrigued to see what they come out here, starting like in Game 6. But this is another tweet from Ty Anderson that I think had a big influence on this as well, that the Bruins kept Marchand's jersey hung in the stall all game, and that Marchand gave a pregame speech. They want their captain back into another game. They don't want that to be his last game of the season, the one where they lost, the injury and whatnot. They want to give him another opportunity where he can go out, prove that this Boston team is not done. It is not going to go out that easy. And that's really a big thing that teams take advantage of, is the presence of their captain, you know, the way they feel, the way they're speaking in the locker room. And I think the Bruins is a perfect example of that tonight, as well as Brad Marchand as a captain in this room. But let's head on to our final chapter here of the night, which, you know what it is. Jeremy Swayman, as I said, saves the day here on this one with the Marc-Andre Fleury-esque save from 2009 on the Pittsburgh Stanley Cup team against Nick Lidstrom. And I know it's not the same scenario, you know, you don't have to say that, but there was a flash of it, you know, I seen it, but as soon as it happened, that looked exactly like what Marc-Andre Fleury had to do against Nick Lidstrom to save that game. Wide open guy on the far side, shot, save, game over. You know, exactly what we needed to see once again. Jeremy Swayman, a fantastic game. You can see 29 shots, 28 saves, a .966 save percentage. Similar to what we've seen in performance from Jeremy Swayman this entire series. However, he didn't have that additional help on the defensive side of things, on the offensive side of things, which kind of hung out to dry. But in this game, the Bruins didn't want to do that. They knew that they couldn't let that happen once again, because we've seen what would happen if it did in the previous parts of this series, and they really turned it around here in this game, which I couldn't be more happy of. But Jeremy Swayman, once again, the guy that has been in this, you know, in these playoffs, all for but one game and pulled in one. But he's really shown that he's not slowing down. He's still only getting better and better every game we see him. He's still psyched before every game. And as long as we see this, I really don't care who starts. Jeremy Swayman seems like the guy right now. Let's roll with it. If he's not, it's all Mark. But what they're doing is working. We just need the rest of the team to be in collusion with the goaltending to make it all work out, put it into a nicely wrapped box, and hand the Panthers the loss, which is what we need to do. And I'm very excited, like I said, to see what we're going to see in Game 6 from this team, as well as, you know, in practice and whatnot from Jim Montgomery and the whole reaction of the team in these upcoming days. But I'm going to have another video tomorrow, bit of a deeper dive, but the Bruins stay alive. This says a lot about what we're going to see in the rest of this series. And I really hope that this does continue. But like I said, that's all I got here. If you did enjoy this game, make sure to hit the like button. Hit the sub button as well if you don't want to miss out on every Bruins update that we have to offer. The Bruins, very good in the playoffs so far. They're scaring me a bit, but I like where we're going. This is a great direction to end off here in Game 5 and putting into a Game 6. So let's see what this team has to offer. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.